quickly, before we get Mangalam to talk more about this exciting piece of news around RCB, Nimesh Chatter, what's on the radar today? What have you picked up? Quiet session otherwise.
Oh, absolutely quiet. Surabhi, except for this IPL news, it was a dull day for me as well. I'm also struggling for news. I'm also struggling for charter, so to speak. There is zero lack of conviction, not much of interest as well from retail or from HNI investors. It's been a struggling market, so to speak, and there is really no traction as well. Barring the PSU basket, which has relatively outperformed in the last month or so, there is not much traction across many of the sectors. You look at IT, pharma, all export sectors are under pressure, and for domestic sectors, it's going to be a challenging Q2. So no fresh triggers for that as well. Again, from a liquidity point of view, I guess even Rahul can speak about it if he's still there. Most of the domestic funds are also struggling with liquidity because of the slew of IPOs which are coming there, and that's actually sucking a lot of domestic liquidity. So clearly, it's been that kind of a market where one day you might see a bit of a pop, but on a consistent basis, it's been difficult to make money for HNIs, for retail investors, or for that matter, institutional investors as well. So on an expiry day to have such a range-bound market, that explains the kind of interest which is there in the market, at least at this point in time.
Okay, all right. Now, you have managed to pick out a few names, although it's been a struggle, Nimesh. What are those names?
Well, so the first name on my list is Sensex Pharma. It's been consolidating in a narrow range, but I understand one very large influential investor has been accumulating this stock in the last couple of days. Remember, the management has gone on record that Q2 and Q3 is going to be very strong for the company. So watch out for the numbers in Q2. The second stock is Vedanta. Again, buzzing in trade today, up to 2.5%. For Vedanta, I guess the next big trigger would be the October 9th hearing. But again, that's a trigger which is keeping the street excited. And the street is anticipating that maybe, if not in the next hearing, but in the consequent hearings, you will see the demerger approval coming through. So that's the trigger as far as Vedanta, and some bit of interest is back. The third stock is MTAR Technologies. Again, in a narrow range for the last couple of weeks, but for MTAR, there is an indication that you could see a large block coming soon in MTAR Technologies. And the last one is RBL Bank. In the band through a large part of the series, you've seen a bit of a reaction today in the last 30 minutes of trade. Looks like there is a bit of delivery-based buying. And for RBL Bank, I think the next one could be quite interesting because post Q2 by senses, you will see that fundraising as well. Remember, on 26th, there was a AGM, and the shareholders have approved the fundraising. So the city is anticipating a big fundraising, maybe post the Q2 earnings.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Nimesh, for all the chatter and all the buzz. But just to quickly go back to